Alright everybody, it's Airlines and today I'm coming to you guys with a brand new model airport update. So today this will be the San Francisco International Model Airport for the afternoon update. So the main changes that have been added to this update, or why I'm doing this update in general, is essentially because I do want to fit on all the aircraft, and essentially that all the aircraft that I've got, and then putting that into one update to me just wasn't really enough. And having that morning update and comparing it to an afternoon one might make that a bit more of a realistic kind of feel. So that's exactly what I've tried to do. I've added all my aircraft in here now. I'm probably going to have some better routes, and when I say that I mean more realistic and just more on-point routes for this particular update. No new aircraft that have been added anywhere else but the international terminal. So you'll notice that compared to the other update, if you watch that one, there definitely is a difference regarding how many aircraft there are. And maybe some difference in routes for aircraft that are in other terminals. So as you can see, the airport is essentially running at full capacity, and I'm using all the space that I've got here, including that new board that was added over there. So happy to be doing this update for you guys. I do apologize it is a little bit late, but anyways, we're going to jump right into it and start off with the international terminal. So over here we have the Qantas Oneworld 744. So like I said in my previous update, Qantas should be planning flights on the 744 to San Francisco, so I've decided to include that to see what that would look like, as this aircraft will actually be officially flying into SFO in the future. And next to that we have a Star Alliance livery EVA Air 333 coming in from Taipei. I probably will be keeping this aircraft, by the way, regardless of the new EVA Air livery. I believe the logo should probably stay the same, and I don't really have the money to buy another EVA Air 333, so I'll probably just keep this one running. Over here we have an SQ-73. This aircraft will be doing a flight over to, I'm going to go with the Hong Kong to Singapore flight. And over here we have an Air China 333 service to Beijing. Here we have a United 763 with winglets, one of the new aircraft added, and this will be doing a flight over to CDG. Over there we have an Air New Zealand 333, also a new aircraft added, with service to Auckland as usual. And here we have a Turkish 333, and this aircraft will be doing a flight over to Istanbul. And next to him we have a Star Alliance livery once again. This one will be serving for UA, doing a flight over to Taipei. We have a Swiss A340-300, doing a flight over to Zurich. Over here we have a United 744 non-stop service to London Heathrow. Over here we have a SAS A340-300 service to Copenhagen. And we have a United Dreamliner non-stop service to Chengdu. And over here we have the United 222 once again. And this aircraft will be doing a flight over to Tokyo Haneda. And then over here we have another ANA 333, or not another, but another 333 in general, since a lot of these aircraft, at least for the Asian flights, are definitely 333s. Anyways, this aircraft will be doing a flight over to Narita. And I'll just move over to the gates, which will be consisting of A1 and A12, or A1 through A12. So, as you can see, these aircraft, a couple of new aircraft have been added into this section as well. So firstly, we have the WestJet 737-700 and 800. I don't believe these aircraft are actually servicing SFO, but when they do, these aircraft will be doing flights to, I believe, Vancouver and Calgary. Over here we have a British 744, one of the new ones added, service to London Heathrow as usual. We have an Emirates A380, also one of the new ones, non-stop service to Dubai. Over here we have a Korean 333, service to Seoul. We have a Cathay Pacific 333. I'm not quite sure about what to do for their new livery as well. Kind of bad timing. I mean, I think the new Cathay Pacific livery that they've just come out with is really not that good compared to their current one, especially the Spirit of Hong Kong one. I really don't want to replace this model, so I probably will keep this one going. However, I did order a couple new models for Christmas, so I'll show you guys those when I do get them. But as for now, I really don't think it's worth it to buy the new Cathay 333 if you've already got one. Next up we have a China Airlines 744 in the Love and Hug livery, service to Taipei. Next up we have an Air France 222, non-stop service to Paris Charles de Gaulle. Over here we have Virgin Atlantic 744, also one of the new ones added, non-stop service coming in from London Heathrow. And over here we have this mini Hawaiian kind of terminal. If I do get any other small aircraft, I will add them into this kind of mini terminal over here. Anyways, this aircraft will be doing a flight, well, the A330 service to Kahului and the 763 with non-stop service to Honolulu. And over here with the JetBlue aircraft, So surprisingly, all these JetBlue aircraft actually do have routes. A couple of them might be doing double services, but in general, this is all my JetBlue aircraft, and I'm kind of glad that including all 5 of them, is still going to make it realistic. So over here we have the Alaska 738. This aircraft came in from Seattle, and we have a 737-700 pulling in from Portland. Over with the JetBlues, we have a JetBlue A320 I Heart New York, non-stop service to Boston, and we have a JetBlue A320 in the with the Sharklets doing a flight over to Long Beach. We have an A320 in the New York Fire Department livery doing a flight over to Fort Lauderdale, and our last A320 will be doing a non-stop service over to, I think this might be the double route. For me, it seems like there should be one more route that I'm forgetting about. Yeah, as for now, I'll probably just leave this one as maybe Chicago O'Hare, or I'll just leave it and say it's going to Boston as well. And over here we have a JetBlue A321 with Sharklets, obviously doing the JFK route. Over here we have a United 777. This one's just on the stand. I had this one in the same position in the previous update, sorry. And I'm just going to keep this one here since I don't really want to make it too cramped over there. So as for now, this aircraft's just on standby and will be, actually, we'll just say this aircraft will be delivered to its gate, around 10 o'clock, so it can be ready for its Sydney flight this evening. Over here we have, well, actually, I'll start with the terminal. So we have the Frontier A319, so this is the Frontier Delta Southwest kind of area. We have a Frontier A319 service to Denver. By the way, the MD-80s, yeah, I don't really have a purpose for these. I'm not really sure why I included these, but yeah, we're probably just going to ignore those just for show. We have a Delta 752 in the SkyTeam livery doing a flight over to JFK. Have an E-170 over there. That aircraft will be doing a flight over to Salt Lake City. And we have a 737-900 with a non-stop service to Atlanta. Over here we have a 737-800 service to Detroit. And we have a CRJ-900 with a non-stop service over to... See, I was going to say... Okay, let me switch those around. Let's see. The E-170, he'll be doing the Compass flight over to Los Angeles, and then the CRJ-900 with service to Salt Lake City. Moving on with this new runway that has been added, we have the American 737-800, if that will focus, there we go, with a non-stop service over to Miami. Over here we have a Asiana 777-200. This aircraft came in from Seoul. And over here we have a UPS 763, just departing out for Louisville. Moving on with the cargo part of the airport, if that will focus a little better. Not quite that dark though. Anyways, we have the FedEx MD-11 non-stop service over to Memphis. We have a China Airlines cargo 747-400F non-stop service to Anchorage and then continuing on to Taipei. Cathay Pacific 748 going through Anchorage as well with a non-stop service to Hong Kong. And lastly, another one going through Anchorage. This one is the Korean Air cargo with service to Seoul. And over here we have the last aircraft of this half, the CRJ-700 of United Express. This aircraft will be doing a flight over to Aspen. Truth be told, that's actually not the last one. I'll get the Southwests done in this in this half as well. So we have the Southwest 737-700. This one's in the new livery, and this will be doing a flight over to Chicago Midway. I have another 737-700. This aircraft doing a flight to Vegas. I have a 737-700 in the Maryland 1 livery, doing a non-stop service to Los Angeles. And lastly, another 737-700, this one in the classic Canyon Blue, doing a non-stop service to Dallas Love Field. So lastly, I'll move on with the American, Virgin America, and United part of the airport next. Alright, so moving on to the second part of the airport, we're going to start with the American side. So here we have the American A321 with Sharklets, non-stop service to JFK. 737-800 next to him with a service over to O'Hare. I have another 737-800 if that will focus. Thank you very much. Non-stop service to Dallas-Fort Worth. Next to him we have a American A321 without Sharklets doing a flight over to CLT. Next to him we have another A321. We'll be doing a service down to CLT later. Next to him we have a Virgin America A320 with a non-stop service to JFK. And an a Virgin America A319 with a non-stop service to O'Hare. And here we have an E-170. By the way, the E-170s do actually service SFO, and this aircraft is coming in from LAX. And moving on with the United part of the airport. So we're going to start with the 752 at the end there. 752 non-stop service to JFK. if that will start to focus. There we go. Have another United 738 in the Star Alliance livery, and this aircraft will be doing a flight over to New Orleans. Have a 757-300 there. This aircraft doing a flight over to Dulles. Next time we have a 737-900 service over to Denver, and we have a CRJ-700 next to him, non-stop service to Las Vegas. And finally, our last CRJ-700 will be doing a non-stop service over to Oklahoma City. And over here we have another CRJ-700, and this aircraft doing a flight over to, let's think, I've already used Aspen, so we'll say this Dash 700 will be doing a flight over to Portland. Over here we have another CRJ, this one is the Dash 200, both of these in the blue tulip as you can see, and this aircraft will be doing a flight over to Burbank. And here we have a 737-900, this aircraft came in from Houston. And here we have another 757-300. This aircraft will be doing a flight over to Orlando. And here we have a Continental Airlines retro livery, obviously serving the United 737-900 with a non-stop service over to Chicago O'Hare. Next thing we have another 737-900. See, I have been kind of racking up the 739s. Not too many 738s at the moment, so yeah, it's just been more 739s at the moment. Anyways, this aircraft doing a non-stop service to Honolulu. Next time we have a United 767-300 in the blue tulip livery with a service over to Houston. Next time we have another 737-800, this aircraft with service to Los Angeles. Next time we have a United A319 with a service to Indianapolis. A320 next to him will be doing a flight over to Seattle. And then at the end there we have another A319. This aircraft will be doing a flight over to Cleveland. Have an A320 next to him, doing a non-stop service to Kansas City. Next to him we have another 737-900. This aircraft doing a flight over to Newark. And then another A320 there, doing a non-stop service to Denver. And we have a 757-200. This aircraft doing a flight over to, let's think of one of those longer destinations, somewhere like, I was going to say Newark again, but I think we'll use this one on the Hawaiian route of Kona. And here we have a United 767-400ER doing a flight over to Honolulu. And moving on with the aircraft waiting to depart, we have a United ERJ-145, this aircraft doing a flight. The ERJ-145 doesn't actually service SFO, but I probably will be including this airport, at least in all the ones that United will be flying. Well, airports such as San Francisco, O'Hare, and Dulles. All the model airports that I do that are those, I will be including the ERJ-145 just because it's one of the rarest aircraft that I've got in my collection. And I just like to show it in the model airports. So anyways, this ERJ-145, we're doing a flight over to Santa Barbara. Over here we have a American 737-800. This aircraft we're doing a flight over to Fort Worth. Have another 757-200, this one without winglets, doing a flight over to Kahului, Maui. And lastly, we have another 737-900 of United. And this aircraft, have I covered all the hubs? Yep. So yeah, for this aircraft, we'll say he'll be heading up to Vancouver. And then over here we have an American 757-200 in the old livery, doing a flight over to Fort Worth. Actually, we have used Fort Worth a bit too much. We'll have this one heading over to Miami. So yeah, that's pretty much going to include this entire update, guys. So this is the complete overview of the airport. I have tried to make this update a little bit shorter than the other, or than the previous one. As you can see, I also have a hangar over there, which I forgot to mention, with an aircraft in there waiting for a repaint. So yeah, this is essentially the airport at full capacity. This is definitely the biggest project that I have done in all my model airports, in the history of me making this model airport series, I guess. As you can see, it is the biggest because I've added one more board on that side, and the rest of it is still the same size with all these aircraft included in it. So it is a pretty big project, and I probably will be getting more models in the future. So I will have to come up with a more efficient design than this. And at the moment this is pretty jam-packed, and I still only have 2 runways going for it. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to come up with next. That's essentially what takes up a lot of the time, to be honest. Thinking of designs and which one's really going to work out for using the least amount of space. But yeah, having all these aircraft, it is hard to manage. And I will be getting more models this Christmas as well, so I have to include those. And hopefully I'll be coming up with more model airport updates basically throughout the next couple months is essentially what I'm looking at. I do have a lot of work that's going through me like right now. Essentially, basically this past week has been quite a lot. So yeah, I've had a lot to be dealing with, and I'm very happy for the Christmas break that should be coming up in about a week and a half for me. So I will be getting a new camera for that, and I might as well tell you guys that now. It will be the Sony DSC-HX400V. Planning to use that quite a lot, especially for plane spotting and especially for all the travel reviews that I plan to be doing. And I will be getting that before I head over to America for the Christmas break. So yes, anyways guys, hope you have a good one. Hope you guys enjoyed this update, both the morning and afternoon one. Like I said, this afternoon one should have been a little bit more on point, a little bit more specific. But yeah, anyways, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram for the absolute latest. Have a good one, everyone. See ya.